Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you all? I hope all of you are fine and safe in this pandemic COVID-19 situation. I am also well and safe by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am your teacher, Antara Rehman, Bangladesh and Global Studies, Milestone School and College. Today I am here again to take your online class on chapter 6, that is climate and disaster. It will be a revision class for you because you have already completed this chapter at your school and you have already given exam on this. So let's open your book, pen and copies. So let's start our class. My dear students, I have already told that today we will review chapter number 6, that is climate and disaster, and here we will discuss all the 4 lessons, that is lesson number 1 to lesson number 4. So let's start our online class today. Before going to the main lecture, I want to discuss the main theme of this chapter. So what's this chapter about? Bangladesh is one of the largest deltas in the world which is highly vulnerable to natural disasters because of its geographical location, flat and low-lying landscape, population density, poverty, illiteracy, lack of institutional setup, etc. It experiences different types of natural disasters almost every year because of the global warming impacts. This chapter covers discussion on climate change and its impact, riverbank erosion, drought and earthquake in Bangladesh. So, in this chapter, we will discuss about riverbank erosion, drought and earthquake. My dear students, I will start with lesson number 1, that is climate change. So all of you, let's open your book. It's page number 48. It is chapter number 6, climate and disaster, lesson number 1, that is climate change. At first, we will start the definition of weather, climate and climate change. So what is weather? Weather is the average temperature, rainfall and air pressure during a short period like a week. And climate is the average weather over a long period like 30 to 40 years. So my dear students, what's the main difference between weather and climate? Yes, weather is for the shorter time and climate is for the longer time. So what is climate change? Climate change is the change in natural state or condition of a climate in any country. So we can say that wherever a country is experiencing changes in the natural state of its climate, then we will call it as a climate change. So my dear students, let's move to the next topic. Now we will discuss the causes of climate change. So the climate change, the whole process is due to the man-made pollution. In the picture below, you can see a graph. There are several steps of this man-made pollution. So what are those? Step number 1, that is urbanization. In the urbanization process, people from rural area comes to the city for work. Step number 2, factories and vehicles. After coming to the cities, they establish factories and vehicles. Step number 3, creation of pollution. After the establishment of factories and vehicles, lots of pollution from there occurs. This pollution includes air pollution, sound pollution, water pollution and so on. Step number 4, global warming. Due to this pollution, global warming occurs. That means our country or the whole world is getting warmer day by day. Then step number 5, it's the climate change, and climate gets changed due to this global warming. Various natural disasters occurs due to that climate change. So natural disaster is the 6th step of man-made pollution. So have you got all the points, my dear students? Yes, the process is urbanization, establishment of factories and vehicles, creation of pollution, global warming and then climate change, and last of all, it's the natural disaster. So my dear students, can we move to the next topic? Yes. So go to the next topic. Now we will discuss the impact of climate change on Bangladesh. So climate change has different impacts on Bangladesh. So what are those? Increased average temperature. That means temperature is rising day by day. Number 2, heavy rainfall or less rainfall. In some parts of Bangladesh we are experiencing heavy rainfall, and in some parts we are experiencing less rainfall. It is due to the climate change on Bangladesh. Number 3, more tornadoes. Number 4, frequent severe floods. Frequent severe flood means, what is that? We are experiencing severe floods very frequently due to this climate change. Then damage to agricultural land from salinity. So due to this climate change, agricultural land are facing damage from salinity. Trees and animals are destroyed. Due to this climate change on Bangladesh, trees and animals are getting destroyed. So the last point is groundwater level is going down. It is another impact of climate change on Bangladesh. So all these impacts are very much alarming for us. So my dear students, have you got all the points? I hope you have got. So let's go to the next topic. Now we will see some devastating cyclones in Bangladesh. In the picture below, you can see the photo of Sidr cyclone and Aila cyclone that took place in 2007 and 2009 respectively. And all these cyclones are so much devastating that people have suffered a lot. You can see those devastating effects in the picture. Now come to the recent super cyclone Amphan. Dear students, recently we have experienced the aggressive behavior of nature by a super cyclone named Amphan. Aftermath of this Amphan was so massive and devastating. You can see two pictures of it. That's all about lesson number 1. So now we will go to the lesson number 2, that is riverbank erosion. My dear students, let's open page number 50 of your book, that is lesson number 2, riverbank erosion. So at first we will discuss the definition and causes of riverbank erosion. So what is riverbank erosion? The extra volume of water in the rivers put pressure on the banks. If they burst, then it is called riverbank erosion. So what is riverbank erosion? Riverbank erosion is the breaking down of the banks of a river due to the extra volume of water due to flood. So what are the causes of riverbank erosion? The main natural cause of riverbank erosion is flood. The extra volume of flood water in the rivers put pressure on the banks. As a result, riverbank erosion occurs. Besides, some man-made actions also cause riverbank erosion. So what are those? Number 1, extracting sands from riverbeds. Number 2, cutting down trees near river banks, and unplanned river excavation. So if we do these 3 things, then riverbank erosion will happen. My dear students, now let's see the results of riverbank erosion. The results of riverbank erosion are agricultural land, houses, locality, valuable farming land gets sunk. That means all these get sunk. Number 2, homes and villages get lost. It means that we lost our valuable homes and villages. Number 3, millions of people become homeless. Number 4, social life becomes interrupted. Due to this riverbank erosion, social life becomes interrupted. Education of children becomes hampered. Due to this riverbank erosion, the education of our children becomes hampered. And last of all, people near riverbank become helpless and they don't have any work. So the results of riverbank erosion are so much dangerous and alarming for us. My dear students, we have reviewed lesson number 2 also. Now come to lesson number 3, that is drought. I hope all of you are getting me very clear, isn't it? I hope so. So students, let's open page number 52 of your book, that is lesson number 3, drought. We will start here the definition of drought. So what does it mean by drought? A period of dry weather for long time and insufficient rainfall cause drought. This occurs especially in the northwest part of Bangladesh where there is less rain or fewer rivers. So what is drought? When the weather becomes too hot and there is less rainfall, then drought occurs. And in Bangladesh, the northwest part is so much drought prone. Here, there is less rain and fewer rivers. I hope it is clear to you, isn't it? Okay, so let's move to the next topic. We will see here the causes of drought. So what are the reasons behind this drought? So let's see. The main natural cause of drought is less rainfall. Besides, some other man-made causes of drought include cutting down trees because the roots hold water in the soil and the leaves put moisture back in the air. So, if we cut down trees, then it will ultimately cause drought. Number 2, too much building covers the ground with concrete so that it does not absorb water. It means that if we build too much building or if we engage too much in urbanization, then it will ultimately cause drought. And last of all, air pollution from factories also makes the atmosphere drier, which ultimately results drought. So, my dear students, these are the causes of drought. Memorize it very clearly. Okay. My dear students, now we will see the results or effects of drought. So what are the effects of drought? The effects are rivers, wells, lakes and canals dry up. So it means that rivers, wells and lakes are suffering from lack of water. Number 2, it is harder to cultivate crops in the field. It means that wherever we have drought, in that place cultivation of crops in any field becomes very difficult. Number 3, fodder for cattle becomes scarce. It means that the cattle will suffer less food. Number 4, there is no rainwater to drink. If drought occurs, then we will suffer from lack of rainwater to drink. Then the groundwater level goes down and humidity of the earth reduces. It is also a result of drought. Many people suffer from many diseases. In the area where the drought occurs, there people suffer from many diseases. It is one of the results of drought. And last of all, children cannot go to schools and study properly because of excessive heat. So, where there is drought, the weather becomes too hot and children cannot go to school and study properly. So, all these are the effects or results of drought. My dear students, I hope all of you have got these points very clearly. So, let's move to the next slide. Here we will discuss the drought-prone areas of Bangladesh. This is a map of Bangladesh. It shows the drought-prone areas of Bangladesh. So, in the map you can see there are 4 red zones. The 4 red areas in the map are prone to drought. These districts are Dinajpur, Rangpur, Bogura and Rajshahi. So, what are those districts? Dinajpur, Rangpur, Bogura and Rajshahi, isn't it? Dinajpur is in the Rangpur division and Bogura is in the Rajshahi division. These 4 areas are very much risky because of the drought. My dear students, now please go to the next topic. My dear students, we have already reviewed our lesson number 1, lesson number 2 and lesson number 3. Now we will discuss the lesson number 4, that is earthquakes. So all of you open page number 54 of your book, that is lesson number 4, earthquakes. We will start the definition of earthquake. So what does it mean by earthquake? Earthquake is the result of sudden vibration in the earth crust that creates seismic waves. Bangladesh is at the risk of earthquakes because of its geological position. So, why earthquake occurs? Earthquake occurs due to sudden vibration in the earth crust, or we can say in the earth's surface that creates seismic waves. And due to this, earthquake occurs. Bangladesh is at the most risky position due to its geological position. In the picture below, you can see the massive earthquake in Nepal on 25th April 2015. It was so devastating and massive in nature. My dear students, now we will see the Bangladesh earthquake zones. So, all of you see the map in the page number 54 of your book. So, here you can see a map. In the map, zone 1, that means the red zone, in the northeast is at most risk. Zone number 2, that is the yellow zone, is of moderate risk, and zone number 3, that is the greener part, is least risky zone. So there are 3 zones: zone number 1, zone number 2, and zone number 3. Zone number 1, that is the red zone, which is most risky. Zone number 2, which is the yellow zone, it is moderate risk. And zone number 3, which is the greener zone, it is least risky zone. A major earthquake can have secondary effects like tsunami and flooding around the seashore. My dear students, have you got all the points? I hope you have got. So let's move to the next topic. Here we will see the precautions for earthquake. It means that what precautions should we have when the earthquake occurs. Number 1, we must stay completely calm. It means that we must stay completely quiet. Then, if we are in bed, we should cover our head with a pillow. We should take shelter under a wooden table or other strong furniture. Then, we must stay away from balconies or furniture that can fall on us. After that, if we are in building, we must stay under a beam. That means if you are staying in your building, then you must stay under a beam. Then after the first shock, we must leave the building and stay outside. It means that when the first shock is done, we should leave the building immediately and stay outside. And last of all, we must keep first aid supplies ready. So it means that we may get injured. For this, we must keep first aid supplies ready. So all these are the precautions for earthquake. My dear students, is this topic clear to you? Yes, I think so. So let's move to our next topic. So here I have posted a picture for your convenience. This picture depicts the precautions for earthquake that you can do whenever earthquake is occurring. Number 1, don't panic. You need not to panic. You must don't panic. Number 2, drop. Whenever an earthquake is occurring, you must drop immediately. Number 3, cover and hold. You should cover and hold under a strong furniture or under any wooden furniture. Find a way out. After the first shock, you must leave the building immediately. And then keep distance from building. Whenever you are outside your building, then keep distance from buildings and go to assembly point. It means that whenever you are outside, then please go to a crowded place where there are more people. So my dear students, we have already finished reviewing the main topics of this chapter. So come to the creative broad questions from this chapter. So there are 3 broad questions. Number 1, which areas suffer from riverbank erosion and why? Question number 2, which areas suffer from drought and why? Question number 3, which areas suffer from earthquake and why? I have already discussed these 3 questions in my lecture, and the answer you can get from your book also. There are some more creative broad questions. These are question number 1. What are the results of riverbank erosion? Question number 2. What problems are the children facing because of different disaster? Question number 3. What preparatory measures should be taken to face the disaster? Write 5 points of that. Question number 4. What problems happen because of drought? So these are the short questions for you from this chapter. Question number 1. Name 2 natural causes of disaster. Question number 2, name 2 man-made causes of disaster. Question number 3, name 3 impacts of climate change on Bangladesh. We have already discussed all these questions in our today's lecture. Some extra short questions are: question number 1, what is climate? Question number 2, what is weather? Question number 3, why Bangladesh is called the most disaster-prone country in the world? Question number 4, why the world climate is changing throughout the world? Question number 5, what are the results of global warming? Question number 6, when and what portion of land area of Bangladesh may be submerged by seawater? Question number 7, what is riverbank erosion? We have already discussed this. Question number 8, what is the main natural cause of riverbank erosion? My dear students, are you listening to me? Yes, I hope so. Okay, then question number 9, name 3 man-made cause of riverbank erosion. Question number 10, what are the steps taken by the Water Development Board for protecting riverine area from riverbank erosion? And question number 11, what is drought? My dear students, please don't be bored. There are some more short questions from this chapter. I am reviewing this. Question number 12, which part of Bangladesh is suffering from drought? Question number 13, which divisions are suffering from drought? Question number 14, what is the percentage of crops are damaged due to drought? Question number 15, due to riverbank erosion, what kind of problem occur? Question number 16, what are the causes of drought? Question number 17, why northwest part of Bangladesh is suffered from drought? And question number 18, which crop is the main crop of wet season? My dear students, please don't be bored. This is the last part of extra short questions. Question number 19, what is earthquake? Question number 20, why Bangladesh is at the risk of earthquake? Then, which areas are most at risk of earthquake? Which areas are least at risk of earthquake? Question number 23, how can tsunami occurs? Question number 24, when did a massive earthquake took place and why? Question number 25, write some names of major disasters of Bangladesh. And question number 26, which steps can be taken to survive the shocks of earthquake? So, these all are the short questions and broad questions from this chapter. My dear students, it's the time for your copy work, that is copy work number 22. Here you have one creative broad question. You have to write this answer in your copy and submit it to your teacher. The question is, the northwest part of Bangladesh is prone to one disaster. What is that disaster? Why that disaster occurred there? Write 4 impacts of that disaster. My dear students, this is the homework part, homework number 22. Here you have 2 segments, learning segment and writing segment. In the learning part, you have to revise all the items of chapter 6, and in the writing part, you have one creative broad question, that is, what is disaster? Why is it necessary to know the forecast of disaster? Write 4 preparatory measures of disaster. My dear students, our world is experiencing different natural disasters all over the year. Thousands of millions of people all over the world have suffered a lot due to the natural disasters caused by climate change. Let's have a short video of this before finishing our today's online lecture.
Climate change refers to changes in weather over a long period of time. Many of the ways we measure climate point towards a global warming trend, and the planet getting hotter can influence extreme weather events in a number of ways. Take wildfires, for example. Rising temperatures mean that periods of drought are more common and last longer. If there is less moisture in the earth because of increased temperatures, things can catch fire and spread more easily.
Australia has experienced its hottest day on record.
You know, we are seeing unprecedented conditions.
So in Australia, for instance, while climate change can't be pinned down as the direct cause of bushfires, scientists have said that this hotter, drier climate has led to the fires becoming more intense. A drier climate also impacts on local ecosystems, and how plants and animals behave differently when their environment changes can have a knock-on effect on natural disasters. The relationship between the bark beetles and wildfires in California is just one example of this happening. When the trees there are weakened by drought, they become more susceptible to attacks from the beetles, who bury inside the tree and kill it. In some areas of California, more than 3/4 of trees have been killed by the beetles, leaving millions of dried up trees ready and waiting to catch fire. But a hotter world doesn't just affect fires and droughts. Melting glaciers and ice sheets are causing sea levels to rise. A warmer atmosphere also holds more water, which means heavy rain is more likely. Flooding is more common.
London and the rest of southwestern Ontario got hit with heavy rain Friday night and Saturday.
4 people have died in Spain as heavy rain and flash flooding continue to batter the southeast.
The French capital has been drenched with 3 weeks of rain in just an hour.
Up to 20 flood warnings are in place now across England and Wales.
But it also has an effect on hurricanes. Warmer air and ocean temperature results in hurricanes becoming more intense, while higher seas mean that storm surges are bigger and ultimately cause more damage. Hurricanes are categorized by their wind speed, and because warmer temperatures allow forming hurricanes to pick up more energy, Category 4 and 5 hurricanes are becoming more likely.
It is the strongest hurricane in modern records for the area.
Since we last talked, there has been an intensification.
I'm sure you can tell right now the wind is really strong out here.
In fact, experts predict hurricanes in these highest categories to more than double in frequency by the end of the century. Natural disasters have always happened, but throughout human history we haven't had the ability to influence nature on such a large scale that it could actually change the climate. Now we do, and we have. And as long as the temperature of our world continues to rise, we can expect events like fires, drought, flooding and hurricanes to happen more often and on a bigger scale.
My dear students, I hope all of you have understood today's lecture very well. So, revise all the items of this chapter properly because your PSC examination is very much close to you. That's all for today's online class. Thank you. Till then, study attentively, stay home, stay safe so that you can protect yourself and your family from this pandemic COVID-19 situation. Eat healthy diet. See you in our next class. So, Allah Hafiz students.